every little bit of news that, oh, Joe Biden's appointed a Phil-Am, he's appointing more Asian Americans. We do recognize that, America being America, we want to acknowledge that America would prefer to be to not make a big deal about ethnicity and so on, that it's colorblind and so on. But at the same time, nobody can deny that coming out of the Trump administration, and given the rhetoric as well as the campaigns, the Biden administration is in fact actively sending a message of diversity and inclusivity, and that is in fact part of the campaign as well as the mission. But speak to that. I mean, given the fact that America wants to be the most idealistic it wants to be, at the same time having to actively be conscious about this diversity, inclusivity that you're trying to build.
Yes, I mean, I think from day one, President Biden has always said that his administration will look like America. And you talked about some of the statistics before, and I think that is what his administration is trying to achieve, and not just anyone who has a certain diverse background, but people who are qualified. And you can see the people that he has already appointed and staffed in his White House. They are the top of the game. They've had a lot of experience. They are experts, and they also happen to be diverse. And I appreciate that he isn't, he makes sure that he casts a wide net to make sure that he is bringing in the best, because like I said, we're tackling some really difficult problems and we need our A team on the field.
You're both very, sorry, Mr. Cantos, you were saying something?
Well, what is really incredible about President Biden and Vice President Harris is that he knows the truth about how diversity needs to be considered, where it is not a matter of being colorblind. It's more a matter of looking at the reality of how there are people who are qualified from all backgrounds, regardless of color, religion, sexual orientation, disability, etc. And in the past, there have been times when the qualities of such folks have been overlooked. And so it's not to say that there's any sort of quota system or anything, but it's rather saying that in looking like America, the leaders who are part of the administration have to be a part of America in terms of being from every different segment of society, which then allows there to be the kind of representation of viewpoint and perspective that actually makes government stronger and makes the country stronger as a whole.
Miss Bueno, we're proud of you, not only because you're Filipino-American, but also because you're a woman. And of course, one notable aspect of the Biden presidency is his running mate, his vice president, first woman of color, first Black woman. I know you're working with women's groups, and I'd like to know participation of Filipino-American women in the political arena in the U.S. What's the situation? Is there an increasing number of Filipino-American women running for public office? I think the question really is, magkakaroon din ba tayo ng Kamala Harris?
I mean, so I also want to point out that Vice President Kamala Harris also is half Asian. Her mother was from India. So I like to point that out. And also, she and I went to the same law school. She was a year behind me. We weren't best friends, but we knew of each other. So I have special, pride that she is the vice president. But I think she really is, and I've had a chance to introduce her at an event, and I told her that you really are a role model for my 17-year-old daughter, who now sees that if Kamala Harris can be vice president, that or even maybe president, that really she can do anything. And the vice president always talks about how her mother said, "You may be the first at many things, but you should not be the last." And she repeats that many times. So I think that many times maybe people will get to a certain level and don't look behind them. But I think that she has really shown the example that we need to continue to bring other people through that glass ceiling or through that door. And so as far as Filipino-American women, mentioned that I was part of Filipino-Americans for Biden-Harris. And Melissa Ramoso it was one of the co-chairs, and there were many, many amazing Filipino-American women, younger women, people from Georgia, all over the country who really took leadership positions and, really impressed many of us and really, made sure that Filipino-Americans came out to vote, as well as in states, like I said, in Georgia. So I think that there is this, I think people are inspired that there are opportunities to really grow and to be leaders. So I do hope that more Filipino American women will say, I want to throw my hat in the ring. I want to run for office, and I will do whatever I can to support those efforts. But it's scary. It's daunting, and at least in the U.S. system, you have to raise a lot of money. You have to know a lot of people in order to run sometimes and be successful. So that can be daunting, but I think that some of the Filipino American women will do that, and I hope to see more in the future.